So in the last video, we went over how to actually get your first client. In this video, we're going to be showing how to run your ads for your first client. So we're going to go over setting up the campaign in Ads Manager. We're going to choose the right objectives. We're going to pick our audience, and then we're going to actually go over uploading the ad creatives. And with the ad creatives, if your client already has like an Instagram or social media, you can just pull the creatives from there. If they don't have a social media presence at all, then you're gonna have to make them, and you can just use like Canva to make, the ad creatives, but they need to be good, they need to be quality, and then they just need to be consistent, because not only are we gonna be running multiple campaigns, but there's also going to just be multiple ad creatives within each campaign. So you want to just make sure that you're maintaining consistency throughout.
So now we're actually looking at the ad campaigns themselves. And I say campaigns because I do have two of them. I have a service campaign and I have a product campaign. Because if you remember in the last video, I was working with a makeup artist. And so she does services and she also sells products as well through Shopify. So if we can hop in here and we look at the product campaign, you'll see that we have the 3 products, and this is just really basic. You can kind of add as many products as your client wants you to add. So if we come through here and we see product, so typically what you're going to do here is for sales, for product, you're going to do it through sales. So I have it here set on traffic, but that's simply because you're going to want to set up a Google Pixel. So if you don't know how to do a Google Pixel or set up a Google Pixel, you're going to want to watch like a separate video on that, because I don't have it in here. I might make a video later on about that. But what that's going to do is you can track all the sales from your client's website. So every time somebody goes through, they click the link from the ad, it takes them to the website and they purchase something from that website, it's going to track it in your Facebook ads. So from here, you're going to want to select sales, and then afterwards you'll hit the next button at the bottom and then name it whatever you want down here. And you're going to do, for a conversion, you're going to send traffic to the website. And the reason for that obviously is because you're going to want to send them directly to the product, which I'll show you here in a second. And then you scroll down here and then you'll select the daily budget. Now this is completely up to your client depending on how much they want to spend in a single month. If they want to spend $500, if they want to spend $1,000, whatever it is, it's up to them entirely. So typically what you'll do is you'll start with a lower budget of around $10, maybe for the first week or two. And then once you see which ad creatives work best, you go ahead and turn off those ones that aren't working as well. And then you'll start ramping up your daily budget for the other ones. And then when you come down here to audience, now this is something that people kind of vary on. So some people will tell you, leave the audience alone, don't do anything with it. And then other people will say to mess around with it. Now this is, again, it's completely up to you here, whether you want to try to create your own audience or whether you want Facebook/Meta to find the audience for you. Now, I have a problem with Meta trying to find the audience for you, because when they try to find it for you, sometimes you'll run into an issue of bots. So in some cities, in some states, some countries, there will be a high traffic, high volume of bots. Now, obviously, it sounds very spammy, and it is, because it'll mess up your entire campaign. You can have 100 clicks, 100 link clicks, and so Meta, Facebook, will be tracking all of that data, and they'll basically just get you more bots to click on your your ad creative. And so that's a problem. So typically you want to try and weed out the bots, and you can do that through defining your audience. Now here, because I'm working with a makeup artist, I'm primarily focusing on women, only women actually, because that's who I'm catering these ads to. And so I've also gone through and I've looked within her Shopify data, which this is really great if you're working with a client that's kind of been established already, because you can look at their data within their website and see where their sales are coming from, and then you can use that to generate new people coming in through these ad creatives. So primarily the age is set to 22 to 60 years old, gender is women, and then down here for advanced detail targeting, I have things like foundation, because that's one of the products that we're focusing on because it's one of her highest selling items. Sephora, skincare, Ulta, etc. And then down here, manual placements. So what you're going to want to do is you can select Instagram and Facebook. I would never recommend to use Audience Network or Messenger because it's just not going to get you the traffic that you're looking for. Now, I would apply Facebook here, but I'm still working with my client right now, and I need to get her Facebook connected to here. And so down here for placements, you're going to want to primarily do feed and then stories and reels. And within there, Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, reels, it's a strong one as well. And then everything else you can pretty much leave alone. Now we'll go down here we'll go to foundation because it's one of her top products. And you'll scroll down here, and then most likely what you'll do is you'll connect their Facebook account to the identity. So then you can link their Facebook / Instagram to there, and then these ads will start running on their page. Then you come down here to the ad creative, and you'll do manual upload, and then you'll come down here, and this is really important. So the destination where you're going to be sending the customer to is going to be their website. Now, it's not just going to be their website. You're going to want to send them specifically to that product. So as you see here, we're doing foundation, and it sends them directly to the foundation product. And then when you come back here, so here's the actual ad creative itself. So for here, it's simply an image. Now it's much better to get a video because the visual appeal is there. And I do have that for the other products, which I'll show you here in a second. And so if you come down here, just get some, primary text, a headline, pretty much whatever you can come up with. You can kind of chalk it up with your client, or you can just go on, ChatGPT and just ask it like what you should put for that product. And then the call to action, obviously we're doing shop now. And yeah, and so then we'll go to another ad creative here. So this one's for her tinted primer. So it's a beautiful, her ad creative here is amazing because they filmed it professionally, which that's really what you're gonna want to focus on is just, like I said earlier, quality, definitely quality over quantity. And then again, it's shop now, primary text in the headline. And then again, when you're doing the website URL, it's taking them directly to that product that you're listing there. It's very, very important that you do that. Okay, and now we're in the services ad set. So again, it's gonna be website. Now I'll go back here. Now for the services, you're gonna wanna focus on traffic because you're not necessarily, you are getting sales because you're trying to book the appointment. This could be like for fencing companies, roofing companies, anything like that, any person that you're working with. But you're going to want to focus on traffic here. It's going to be the same ordeal. You're going to send them to the website. Now it's different here because I have a chat bot on my client's website. It'll be easier for the customer to book an appointment through the chat bot. So you don't have to go back and forth with them on that. And then same thing, we're going to do the daily budget, come down here. Audience, it's a little bit different. I have, event management down here, same thing, Sephora, skincare, it's different, makeup tutorials is different. You're just trying to get people that are interested in those things. Same thing, it's gonna be the same placements. And then down here, so these are videos that I pulled directly from her Instagram of things that I thought maybe would work well. Again, you could add as many videos, ad creatives as you want here, because the goal is to just try and see which ones are performing and which ones aren't performing. So again, you're coming down here, and this is the feed, the ad creative itself, the primary text, the headline, and then here is the difference. So with the website URL, again, I'm sending them directly to her website, and then what the customer is gonna do is they're gonna go ahead and click down here. This is the chatbot that I've created, and then they're gonna schedule an appointment. And then from here are her services. And once they click one of those services that they want, then it's going to take them to another page where they can actually book that appointment. And down here, just so the potential customer doesn't get confused about how to book appointments, it says in the primary text, tap book now and use the chat bubble on the site to reserve your appointment. So that's kind of a way of letting them know in advance this is how this is going to work.
Yeah, so this video was just about getting the Facebook ads started for your client. In the first video, we went over how to get your first client, and in this video, it was just mainly about setting it up. Probably within the next few videos, I'll actually show the results of how these ads are performing. I just need to get confirmation from my client first to start running the ads, and then secondly, to get the pixel set up, and a couple more information from her as far as what we need to do to actually proceed in this process.